Here we go. I got it. What's up, guys? We're back.
Dude, we're back at it
We're
again,
back.
dude.
It has been so long since we have done a little bit of fantasy action, but nonetheless, we're back here today. We're back in a big way. We're doing a 10-team PPR pro stake draft for y'all today, and kind of going to walk through our draft tips, what we've done on our research, plus kind of what the experts are saying. But we make this like that so y'all can see everything. It's gonna be uncut. This is gonna be raw footage.
Like you said, raw footage. We've done plenty of drafts this year, but me and Jay decided to make this our bragging rights league as we display our draft knowledge and how we walk through a draft so we can help y'all from an expert point of view. So that's pretty much what we got today. We got 23 seconds on the clock.
JJ got lucky with the 4th pick. I got the 9th pick. I can make it work though.
9th and a 10-man. That's honestly.
I get 9th and I get the 12th, so I'll be able to get a good wide receiver. Maybe I can get like Eckler and Gibson. I wouldn't be too mad about that, honestly. Maybe sneaky little Devontae Adams. Maybe.
I was thinking that.
Welcome to the best day of the year.
Bro, it is the best day of the year.
Let's go, dude. Team Shooter is up first, obviously.
All right, McCaffrey's off the board.
McCaffrey's off the board.
Let's see. This one's actually becoming a tougher pick than it used to be. This used to be Dalvin Cook automatically, but now people are going to have to choose between Henry, Kamara, or Dalvin Cook here at the 2nd spot.
Saquon Barkley is not going to go. Oh, Kamara.
See, I was right. Okay. People are starting to go a little bit deeper in the board. Honestly, Dalvin Cook falls in my lap. No complaints. Okay, just
if you could get him at 4, that'd be the.
If I can get Dalvin Cook at 4, I would be a very happy man. But it looks like I might have to settle for Derrick Henry here.
That would be the steal of the year, honestly. If Henry's not terrible either, he's gonna get you big numbers.
Oh, I know, dude. I mean,
he's just gonna be consistent too.
One thing I want to note though is how disgusting Jonathan Taylor is above Eckler, Adams, Jones, Chubb, Gibson. I just don't like that this year, guys. Please do not pick Jonathan Taylor if you have a top 8 pick. That is my expertise to you. All right, Robinson. Let's see what you're going to do here.
All right, Robinson. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, Pope.
So while we're waiting on Robinson, I'll go through my strategy for a draft and Jay will. So basically, I like to go RB heavy, and then I like to kind of just pick apart my way, maybe reach for a nice QB in the 5th or 6th round if I don't want to wait on one. But yeah, I like RB heavy. How about you?
You know, it's kind of all about the RBs depending on what it is that year, especially this year. It was really such an interesting year last year with a very limited amount of time and games for most running backs. Like McCaffrey went 1 here. We see no doubt about that in my mind. And there goes Dalvin Cook. But no doubt in my mind, McCaffrey. I'll let you do your little pick kind of thing right here, and then I'll keep talking about my strategy.
Yeah. So, like I said, like he was saying, McCaffrey, of course, then Dalvin Cook. I mean, Kamara, that's pretty much interchangeable at 2 and 3. Derrick Henry can sometimes fall in those slots in your draft, so be careful if you kind of want to fall on or you're depending on one of those guys being there. You never know. But now I have to pick between Barkley, Henry, Zeke maybe because, Zeke's, he's –
I have him in our money league. I think I've heard so much good things about him this year with a healthy offensive line and a healthy Dak Prescott and a healthy wide receiver core. It's going to make a lot of trouble for defenses.
So, if you guys didn't know already, my team, I'm better. So,
and I'm O'Schwinn.
It's a PPR league. It's Derrick Henry. He can't catch passes. That's the only thing that's bad about Henry. He's either going to give you 35 or he's going to give you 10. But honestly, I don't know if I have any other choice here, guys.
I think you can pass him up.
Yeah, I'm just going to go Derrick Henry.
It's a safe pick.
I'm just play it safe for now,
Like I was saying with my strategy, goal line running backs are crucial though, because Henry is like the the
He's
number
gonna
one goal
bulldoze.
line back in the league.
Yeah.
Simply,
Oh yeah, there goes
Zeke
Zeke.
goes, yep,
Yeah.
pick 5. I was lucky enough to get him at pick 9 in our league. But obviously everyone's seeing his value right now.
Obviously, that was 3 weeks ago.
That
So
was obviously 3 weeks ago, but
that was
that's what I
when
was saying.
people, yeah. So,
Zeke this year, okay, there goes Saquon. But Zeke this year, I think he's gonna have tons and tons of value at the goal.
oh, we got one of those guys in our league. This is gonna make it more
We got
more
Mahomes.
entertaining for y'all.
Mahomes off the table. Yeah, it'll make our teams better.
I got a gut feeling this guy's lineup's gonna be Reek, CEH.
Okay, so looking here, I gotta consider my options. So Adams just went off the board. I was hoping he was there. That'd be a really good pick. Right now, I see Kelsey, and obviously he's projected the most. He's the most consistent player in fantasy football. There's no question about it.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I really want to go with the tight end first round, just because I think I could get a Darren Waller or a George Kittle in round 3 or 4, and I'd be super happy with that. That being said, I think running back here, when I'm just looking at the board right here, personally, I love this pick. I think he's gonna have a huge year this year. You really think he has no backups? He really has no backups except maybe Joshua Kelly, but I just think it's got to be Eckler.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
like that pick. A lot of people are high on Eckler.
his PPR value is
Yeah. So
incredible.
there goes Kelsey. And like I said, I respect not going for Kelsey because the thing about Kelsey is he's gone a little bit later than he was, and it's kind of hard building your team, which it may look way worse than it is, but you just kind of have Kelsey
Yeah.
sitting there. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience. So yeah,
All
so
right.
now we go on to Jay with
Yeah.
his
So I'm
12th
back on the
pick.
clock here, and I'm really looking. I mean, there's so many enticing pick players left on the board. I mean, there's only a couple I would go with here. Antonio Gibson is just so young and he has so much upside. The only worry is
McKissick.
McKissick on the third down runs, like you were saying. And McKissick really took quite a few targets from him last year, especially in the Dallas game when they played Dallas. I remember on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
He did take a lot of his receptions. That being said, I don't like Aaron Jones with AJ Dillon. I know that the Packers love going with AJ Dillon. I
Yeah,
just think
LaFleur loves Dylan.
LaFleur loves Dillon. That being said, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go ahead.
JT honestly wouldn't be bad getting Quentin
JT
Nelson back.
JT at 12 is really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at wide receivers here too. I don't know how I feel about D Hop this year, but I do know how I feel about this guy, and I love him this year. I love Diggs.
Diggsy.
I think,
Hey, I had a gut feeling right before you kind of hovered your mouse over
yeah,
Diggsy that you're going to go with him.
here's my reason behind that. Josh Allen is by far the best thrower in the league. I don't want to hear anyone saying Mahomes is. Mahomes is fantastic. Mahomes is overall better than Allen. But
Mhm.
again, you're not getting the hard throw and the consistent accuracy with Allen that you get with Mahomes that you get with
Yeah.
Allen.
Hmm.
And when Gabe Davis is your number 2 and you really don't have a tight end,
Hmm.
you're going to be a big target for fadeaways. Like they love running a fadeaway in Buffalo at the goal
Hmm.
line. And I feel like with Zach Moss as your running back too, I think the offense is going to have to go through Allen and Diggs.
Yeah. And like I said, yeah, I just love that pick. And now rolling up on my pick here, I got two people in front of me, and there goes Hopkins. So I was hoping that he would pick Hopkins because if I can get Aaron Jones, I want Aaron Jones to fall in my lap at 17, which would be an amazing pick.
And then,
No matter
yeah,
no matter AJ Dillon, the reason why Jay didn't like Aaron Jones at 12 is because that's just not as much of a value as me getting him at 17. So let's cross our fingers here. I would definitely not mind Aaron Jones at 17. I
yeah,
mean, I wouldn't mind Gibson, even though there is McKissick issues. I mean, Najee, there's no backup besides maybe Anthony McFarland.
I do like Najee
Yeah,
for sure.
Najee's a great volume guy, or maybe I even reach for. See, there goes Aaron Jones. I just knew that was going to happen, which I'm not mad about it, you know.
So
So
you
now I
have
have
to
to make a
look,
decision.
yeah, you have to look at the fact that you have a guy like Derrick Henry who's going to be such a consistent running back, and whether or not you want to go with the upside of Antonio Gibson, because I feel like he has a lot. I mean, he's young. We saw kind of what he was breaking out last year a little
Hmm.
bit, and I just think he's so promising. But again, you have guys like DK Metcalf and Jefferson that you could possibly get
Yeah.
4 as well.
Yeah. So what I'm yeah, like you said, I was gonna say I gotta choose between another running back or maybe reaching for a receiver like AJ Brown, DK. I mean, even Ridley. Ridley's the best receiver on the board right now. So I mean, even Mixon, don't distract the fact that Mixon's just sitting down there
Yeah.
buried like underneath all the receivers. That's still a guy I would like more than Najee, but I honestly just can't pass up on Antonio Gibson at 17.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with
That's a
Antonio
good pick.
Gibson.
It's tough to do. I mean, Antonio Gibson goes in the first round of most drafts right now. I
So to
know
get him at
Experts draft.
17,
To get him at
yeah, I feel
17,
good
it's a
about
steal. I
that.
just realized that Eckler and Diggs have the same buy, so that's not good. Wasn't really paying attention there.
Rookie mistake, rookie
Rookie mistake.
mistake.
Rookie mistake. But you know what? It's not too big of a deal
Because you never
because
know, like say what same buy do they have, Jay?
7.
Say by week 6 you have a guy marinating on your bench that could you
Exactly.
could easily slide in
Exactly.
there. So
Plus, I'm gonna be going like Jefferson, not like the Steelers, the Vikings, the Bills, and the Chargers all have buys on week 7. That's like really, really quality fantasy players on those teams. So if I'm going up against a guy who maybe has a player week 7, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Plus, you can't. I couldn't pass up on Eckler and I couldn't pass up on Diggs. Even if they have the same buy, I'll take one loss
mhm.
uh, if it means that I can have both those guys. So
Yeah, so like you said, this guy, like we said, we've always been waiting on Robinson so far this draft. But I feel really good about my team.
yeah,
Derrick
I like it.
Henry by week 13, Gibson week 9. Honestly, I pick it 24 next and 18 is going on right now. I mean, CeeDee Lamb has COVID, but honestly, that doesn't
He's
really
gonna be
matter
back
because
week 1 though.
he'll be back.
You know
But
how
I mean,
you know
look
how
at
I feel
this.
about your team right now.
Hmm, dude, it's Giannis. You already know.
It's championship
No, but
blood.
okay, Jay, how about you scroll down with me on the board real quick
All right.
and just look at David Montgomery, just sitting there, a guy who has no competition. There's volume there, but a lot of people are concerned with Justin Fields, like kind of like a Hurts Miles Sanders situation where it's a running quarterback who's gonna maybe take some carries. But you look at a guy like David Montgomery coming off the last 8 weeks of the year, averaging 27.2 fantasy points per game. And I mean, honestly, if that's still there, yeah, if that's still there, then I'm definitely not going to be able to pass up on David Montgomery. Like I said, I am an RB heavy player. So
That'd be a really good flex.
it would be. There's J.K. Dobbins right there too. Like I'm high on Dobbins.
All I
Me and
know
Jay,
is yeah.
me and Jay recently made a trade that included Dobbins and Nick Chubb. So yeah,
Metcalf goes off the board. All right.
Najee, Ridley, and Metcalf.
And
Okay,
then he
that's
goes with
expected.
Waller. Yep. That's
Waller,
a
that's a reach a little bit, but that's a good pick.
it's a good pick. I mean, we really saw last year with only 2 good tight ends because Kittle was hurt the whole year. Tight ends are of the essence, and having a good one is very important. You saw Joe
Okay,
Mixon
so
and AJ Brown go off the board. He still has JJ there and
I mean, I got
CD and Allen Robinson.
I got CD, Allen. I mean, oh, the volume from Keenan Allen though. I mean,
I
I
know.
love Keenan Allen this year. Look at even CEH. There's no
Yeah,
more Le'Veon Bell,
that's true.
no more Le'Veon Bell,
No more Damian Williams.
no more Damian Williams. He got shipped off to Chicago. Um, Mahomes doesn't run the ball that much. They got rid of Sammy Watkins, so they're going to be a little bit more dependent on CEH because Reeks can probably be double teamed.
Mhm.
So I honestly wouldn't mind taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire here.
You also look at a guy though on the bench on the board right now, like Deandre Swift, and I'm not too high on him, but him sitting there and what we saw from him last year
Yeah,
could be super underrated. But I don't know if I
yeah,
would go with him here, just because you have like Scary Terry and Justin Jefferson, who have obviously proven last year that they're. I mean, Terry
yeah. I
McLaurin's the
just
number
don't like. I
one.
don't like Scary Terry as much as I did
Quick,
because
make your pick.
I'm just going to take Edwards-Helaire here because
Yep.
Terry McLaurin has Curtis Samuel and emerging Logan Thomas and then Fitzmagic, who tends to throw the ball more of a screen way and more of a tight end way, because we saw him whenever he played for the Dolphins. He loved Gesicki. He loved
Hmm.
dump offs to Gaskin. So McLaurin also is getting a lot more cornerback attention. And then same with Justin Jefferson. I mean, those second year guys, they either have a great year or they bust. So I couldn't go wrong with CH
Yeah,
there.
honestly, right now, if Allen Robinson were to fall into my lap, I wouldn't mind. Like Allen Robinson, I feel like, his the Bears.
He's like a star, but he's also like a sleeper at the same time. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because no one talks about Allen Robinson because he plays for the Bears, which is such a small wide receiver market. I mean, like the last big wide receiver like market player they had on their team was Brandon Marshall, and like
Yeah, Alshon too.
and
Yeah.
Alshon, yeah, but Alshon was Alshon at the Bears. With Allen Robinson, your competition is Darnell Mooney, and that's really it. Because like the Bears tight end last year was Jimmy freaking Graham.
Yeah.
Like their tight end position is weak. Their
I just
offensive line
remember
is
I
weak.
just remember last year winning by 5, going into Monday night, playing against Jimmy Graham, and just going to bed at night knowing I was gonna win that week. So
Yeah, honestly.
that's just kind of how it goes with Jimmy Graham. So
I'm looking on the board here. I still see Keenan. I still see Allen Robinson. I still see Dave
if
Montgomery. I mean,
I mean, Jay, you really can't go wrong with any of these picks that are just falling into your lap here as we wind down to pick 29 for Oshwin. Um, there's a guy like Robert Woods there too. We both know you love Robert Woods this year,
I
right?
do love Robert Woods this year. Absolutely. Um, I think Robert Woods is honestly going to fit Stafford's playing style a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
just because when you see the long passes for the Rams in the past couple seasons with Goff, that it's Cooper Cup, like those are the highlights. But when you see like the little gritty runs and like the slant routes, it's Robert Woods. And Matthew Stafford, in my opinion, has the best arm in the league. And so I think a guy like Robert Woods just fits the glass slipper on the foot for Matthew Stafford.
So Kittle and McLaurin go off the board. So now Jay's going to be guaranteed getting Josh Allen.
Okay.
That's yeah.
So I'm looking, I see Keenan Allen and CeeDee Lamb both have week 7 buys. Um, I do see that. I kind of got to pay attention to that. I just don't know if I have the ability to pass up on a guy like this when he has such. I mean, because I personally think that Andy Dalton won't be the starter by week 4. I think it'll be Fields. And like I always say,
It's a 49ers situation.
I always tell this to JJ, and he can back me up on it. Young QBs coming in the league want to throw to the biggest names. Like Fields coming in is not going to want to throw to Darnell Mooney or whoever the Bears tight end is this year. I have no idea. He's going to want to throw to Allen Robinson.
Cole Kmet. Yeah.
And I would too if I was a young quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
So with my 29th pick, I'm going to take Allen Robinson.
And one thing about the Bears wide receiver this year, I love that pick, by the way. But one thing about Justin Fields this year is that he was pissed. He got picked behind Lance Wilson and Lawrence, which is understandable because Fields is an almost Heisman Trophy winner.
Mm-hmm.
But he has something to prove. It's like when Deshaun Watson was picked at 12 in 2017. It's like when Mahomes was picked at 10 in 2017, like behind Trubisky and all those guys. So it's just they got something to prove. So I like that pick.
I'm trying to find it's Cole Kmet is going to be the Bears wide receiver this year. I mean, tight end this year. So
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah. I'm looking here, and I see a guy like Hawkinson, and that's really enticing. But I also do see, still left on the board, a guy like Robert Woods, a guy like J.K. Dobbins, Chris Carson. I just think with me having 2 wide receivers, I think I need to go with the running back. I think it's more important than a tight end. I'm a little nervous going with 2 Bears players.
Yeah, because you already have 2 week 7s.
I already have 2 week 7s. I don't want to have 2 week 10s. So right now, personally, it might not show. I am actually going to go ahead and take J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, great pick.
I'm
We're
gonna go
both
ahead and
high
take
on
Dobbins.
Dobbins.
Yep. Dobbins is clear cut number one. Um, and honestly, you might be thinking, okay, what about Lamar Jackson? What about his running game? Or what about the QB draws that Harbaugh loves to run? I'm not worried about that at all because last year they had Mark Ingram.
Who are they going to throw the ball to?
They're
Like,
going to throw the ball to Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, and that's just not going to work.
yeah, because Hollywood, I tore my Achilles Brown. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, no more Mark Andrews. Gus Edwards is just your classic Frank Gore, just kind of just sits back there on the bench, waits for his 2 plays a game. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
if I'm looking at, so I'm looking at the tight ends here, changing the kind of point of view a little bit. And like I was saying, tight ends are such a crucial part of the fantasy landscape. And there goes Kyle Pitts. That's who I was kind of eyeing because Kyle Pitts has by far the most upside of any of these guys. Maybe Noah Fant, you could argue. I hate Tanyan this year. I would honestly avoid Tanyan at all costs. I think Tanyan's going to be bad this year. Goddard, just not safe. I mean, Goddard's going to give you 6 point weeks in a row, and then he's going to give you a 38-point week like he did last year. Right now, looking at the tight ends on the board, personally, I would go with Logan Thomas, number one. I would go with TJ Hawkinson, number two. I would go with Fant, number three. And then honestly, I'm going with Higbee, number four. I think Higbee is going to be such an underrated player just because, like I was saying with Matthew Stafford in LA, he loves throwing those little short routes, and like a little stick route with Higbee would be super nice. So Higbee's going to be getting those receptions.
I just want to point something out here. If I
I
can
like
get
Higbee.
CeeDee Lamb at 37,
If you can get CeeDee Lamb at 37, then that's just an absolute
just go ahead and lick my chops. Just sat down for Thanksgiving, grabbed 2 rolls out of the basket. I'm just ready for CeeDee Lamb to fall in my
Everyone's
lap.
just looking at the little O by his name.
Yeah, I know. Just like, who cares? Just because he has COVID, CeeDee Lamb, like, come on. We both know I'm an OU guy. CeeDee Lamb's probably top 3 favorite players in the league. I honestly wouldn't mind taking Amari Cooper here. I mean, Dak's back, so there's Deontay Johnson there too. But honestly, best case scenario here, CD. Let's hope Davidson doesn't ruin the party here. I have a good chance of having one of the best teams in the league if I can get CeeDee Lamb here.
Absolutely. I feel like Davidson, let me look at Davidson's team.
Does he not need wideout?
Davidson needs a wideout. He does. He has Zeke, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson. That's a good team.
Okay.
Um,
Let's hope he takes like Miles Sanders for his flex or Deandre Swift.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, Deandre Swift there on the board too. If I didn't have 3 running backs, it would be enticing. Let's just hope. I mean, let's just cross our fingers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So no, that was the same exact thing with Aaron Jones. Robinson picked my player.
Yeah.
So that happens in fantasy drafts for everyone. So it's honestly understandable.
It's just something that happens. And honestly, if CeeDee Lamb would have fallen to you there, it would have been super lucky. And
it would have been unfair if CeeDee Lamb would have fell to me right there.
Yeah.
So I look at a guy like Mike Evans. He's projected 15 week 1, and that's only because he's playing a sorry Cowboys secondary. B, it's just Mike Evans, and they're going off his hot end of the year last year, but he's TD dependent. We all know that. Godwin's a way more safer pick, but I mean the offense is too crowded in Tampa Bay. This is a tough pick. I mean, there's CD there, but the clear-cut number 1 in Dallas is definitely Amari Cooper. But Deontay Johnson is very enticing looking at my board. But I'm gonna go Amari Cooper. It's just he gets hurt a lot, but it's still the Amari Cooper who, when his first game on the Cowboys, scored 42 fantasy points last year, Thanksgiving 2018. So yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. So if you look at my team right now, music trucks went by. Week 1, my team is projected very well, but again, there were a lot of guys on the board when I took Dobbins, and we're not looking at projections. Obviously, we hate looking at projections for y'all. We looked at projections.
That's a beginner move. Don't ever base your picks off projections.
If we looked at projections, then there would be no point in us making this because you guys can do that. You guys are smart. if you guys could do that, DeAndre
Yeah.
Swift and Aaron Rodgers goes off the board. It honestly is getting time to pick a quarterback, though.
Yeah.
Who's left? So Hurts is still there. Stafford, I think, is gonna have. I've said this since last spring. Stafford's gonna have an MVP season. Herbie's still there. I don't.
It's
I
just
just don't.
Russell is just
I just don't know how
so.
I can feel about him this year.
I mean, like last year, me picking him, he was on my team last year. I mean, he had 4 good weeks, then he threw the bucket.
Yeah.
So
So if I'm ranking quarterbacks right now, I would go. I mean, you have to go Herbie 1. You got to go Hurts 2, Brady 3. Wait, Kyler was. Where was Kyler?
where was Kyler?
Where was Kyler? I didn't see Kyler
Oh,
at
he must have
all.
like just been picked. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Right, so I'm sitting here on the clock, and I got two options here. I could either snag Logan Thomas because my team's already pretty stacked. And I want to grab, I just don't know if Hawkinson or Thomas is going to be there 15 picks down the line when it gets to me. Because I know Jay's going to pick a tight end with his 2 picks coming up. So that automatically takes Logan Thomas or Hawkinson off the board. But honestly,
Well, that dude just took Gronk. So
yeah, Robinson makes great picks up until Gronk.
picks all your guys until Gronk.
Yeah, QB. Oh, Dak Prescott. Lamar Jackson.
Dak is there, correct.
Lamar Jackson is there too.
Lamb Jack is there. Yep.
Hurts. Go Lamar Jackson.
That's a good pick. So with my
I'm just
next
hoping
pick,
one of my 3 guys is there for tight end wise.
Chris Carson was off the board, so that kind of ruins it. I was gonna go with Chris Carson.
1 second.
I'm super duper 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 high on Chris Carson this year because I just said Russell Wilson's not gonna have a good year. With DK really being his only solid receiver now, Tyler Lockett kind of had his one 60-point game or whatever, 53 last year, and then he had 6 the next week. I know that for a fact. So I'm looking at running backs here. I also got to look at. I'm just gonna look at all positions. I might, if Deontay Johnson is still on the board.
Great pick.
If Deontay Johnson would be a good pick. I'm also looking at T. Higgins. T. Higgins is one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah, I like T. He's wide receiver. I think he still will be wide receiver 2 with Jamar Chase there, in my opinion.
I think
Because Tyler Boyd, I mean, he'll get you 12 every single week, but he's just one of those wide receiver 1s who's just his label is wide receiver 1. That's the only reason why.
all right. So I think the most crucial player right here is tight end, and
so
I think Hawkins is not going to have a good year. I've seen it from Matthew Berry too. He doesn't think it. Fant or Thomas is the question. And
I will admit Fant would be an enticing pick on my end because I know you're going to go with Thomas or Hawkinson because Drew Lock is looking very good.
Yeah.
But like I said, Logan Thomas heating up.
With Fitzmagic, just a much better fit for him than the whole whatever that quarterback situation was last year.
Heineke, yeah. And there goes Hawkinson. So
okay.
I'm going to be stuck with, I wouldn't mind getting Fant with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater running the show there. He's still a young guy. Noah Fant was a rookie in 2019. So, yeah. And he was hurt his rookie year. So he's only had pretty much, this will be his full, hopefully healthy season.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need, I just don't know if I can pick a quarterback right now. I don't know if I can do it. Looking right here.
I mean, Dak Prescott's on the board. Dak Prescott's on the board, Jay.
Prescott's on the board, but I look at a guy like Ayuk. I look at a guy like DJ Moore.
DJ
I forgot
Moore.
Deontay Johnson and
DJ
like
Moore is a guy who will get you 14 every week, no less, no more. I mean, Chris Godwin too.
Godwin's there. What is Deontay projected first week? 13.4. I mean, again, not I don't care about projections. That's why but I'm just thinking my favorite team's the Panthers, obviously. That being said, I gotta go with my boy. I gotta go with my boy DJ.
Clear cut wide receiver one. You got Sam Darnold, who no one's talking about Sam Darnold. I mean, he's running the show there in Carolina. So
First of all, look how absolutely sick he looks in that picture. I'm
yeah,
just gonna say he looks cold. And look
yeah.
down here. I look down here at the boom and bust. Like he's going against the Jets week one, which is
Chef's kiss.
chef's freaking kiss. So now my teams look like Eckler, Dobbins, Diggs, Robinson, Thompson. It's just a super well-rounded team. There's no
Yeah, it's not
standout.
one of those teams that's going to be projected 128 week one. It's going to be one of those 118, 119. It's just going to be
It's just gonna have a lot of
that's its
upside.
floor. That's one of those teams that you draft. It's hit its floor week one kind of thing.
It's
So
one of the teams that you draft looking for a team that will have a high, like
yeah, you don't.
a
It's
high
yeah,
floor.
you don't draft a 125 week one. Yeah,
I'm not drafting a guy like I still see Deontay's on the board, but again, Chase Claypool and Juju.
so are we going to ignore the fact that Damian Harris was just picked?
Oh, I didn't even see that. Look at that. Damian Harris of the New England Patriots that was just picked.
I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all something real quick. Damian Harris sent me this himself. Damian Harris sent me this himself. Now I'm playing, but look at that. Damian Harris
Back in action.
came off the board, but hey, you never know how he will do. But that gets to me.
You're up. You got Johnson on the board. You got
So I could snag a good wide receiver here, and then I got 64 next after 57, and I feel like Fant. I can almost guarantee Fant will still be on the board there. For me at 64.
I don't know, dude.
I mean, his rank is 82. Like, come on, Fant has still got to be there. No one's looking at Fant. So
I'm looking here, and honestly, the most like I love Cortland Sutton. He's one of my favorite players in the league. Sutton, just like there's also that risk of him being injury prone.
Judy's pretty good too.
Judy's good, but you also have Johnson and Ayuk, who are clear cut the best wide receivers on the board. I don't think you can debate that.
Okay, so the thing about Johnson is if I pick him, I have Amari Cooper and Deontay Johnson out. Same bye week 7. So one thing I'm looking at here is Ayuk. Trey Lance could be the starter week 4.
Quick, make your pick.
Debo's injury prone, and I'm hoping Fant will be there, so I'm gonna go with Ayuk.
Good pick. I have
like
him
that.
in
I like
our
the
money
Ayuk
league.
pick.
I have Ayuk. I have Waller. I have Zeke. I have Kyler. I have Keenan. I got Julio Jones. That's kind of what my team's looking like. What's your team looking like in that league?
Yeah, in our money league, my team is looking like Herbert, Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Calvin Ridley, Kenny Galladay, Travis Kelce, Debo for right now in the flex. So I mean, it's just one of those teams that hit its floor. I'm not too happy with my money team, but hopefully, let's just cross our fingers and hopefully that comes together.
Yeah.
So
So guys, we're gonna be finishing out round 8 here, and then we'll let JJ get his pick, and then we're gonna kind of close it out.
okay,
It's been a long one. We don't really get the bench picks are important, but not as important. So we're not gonna worry too much about those.
yeah.
It looks like Fant is there. Fant is there. Absolutely he is.
But I look at a guy like Fant whose his projected pick is 82nd, and I would be reaching for him here at 64 when I could pick up someone who could just marinate on my bench.
Well, you could, but also it's just 82nd rank out of all players. You're looking at
Yeah,
tight
so
end.
tight
Looking at
ends.
tight end ranks, he's probably 7. I'm trying to think. But and then like if you don't go with the tight end here, Fant's gonna be gone. Then you're gonna have to settle with a guy like Tanyan.
Yeah. Just gonna go Fant.
Safe pick.
Yeah.
And there goes Dak.
Yeah. So last time I checked, Jay, you still need a quarterback.
I do. I do need a quarterback.
That's just last time I checked.
That is correct. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the shades for this one. I'll go ahead and put on the shades for this pick. When it gets to me, Jonathan Taylor will pick.
you can go ahead and you can go ahead and grab the item that's sitting on your desk to go along with this pick. Yeah. Yeah, and you are seeing that correctly.
Yes, you are correct. Leasing this, yes.
Yeah. So
Wait, that's the wrong way. Wait, no. Oh, slid
Yeah.
out there a little bit, bud.
yeah. You know, if you're gonna go with this pick,
Well, what's Taylor doing?
I'm gonna go have to throw on the scissors for this one. Dude.
Let me get. I think the colors are right. I think they're right, dude.
Oh, just go ahead and hover over it.
Think they're right, dude.
After all of that, you're gonna go with Herbie.
Nah, I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing. I'm going with Hurts. Bro, give me back that eagle green, bro. Give me that. Oh, I have the next pick too.
I will be honest. Questionable pick.
Hurts.
I love the Hurts play, but it's questionable after going through all that Brady trouble.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going with Tom Brady. I love him. I just don't see how I can pass up Chase Edmonds here, dude. I just don't see it. I mean,
My next pick, by the way, I'm just staring at my next pick already. So
and this next pick is going to be the last pick we have
Yeah.
for the night that we share. This I don't even know how long we've been doing this for, man. It's 10:39. Probably 40 minutes.
I think we got on here at 9:50 maybe, so we'll call it 50. It's a cool night for us, but we're out here grinding, putting on a show.
First podcast of the year. One of many. For sure.
That's post shizzle.
One of many.
Buccaneers D goes off. So
I don't really know how I feel about the defense pick this early, but to each their own.
yeah, so I mean Patriots D. That's good luck to Team Jonathan Taylor after that pick. Patriots defense. Oh, and now I realize why Davidson's been picking all my players. He's an auto pick.
We're big right over here. All right, final pick of the night. What are we doing?
So someone please explain to me how Cortland Sutton's just sitting there at 77. So
I don't know why he was still there, but let's do a final little review of our teams. My team is looking like Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler, J.K. Dobbins, Stephon Diggs, Allen Robinson, Logan Thomas, DJ Moore flex with Chase Edmonds on my bench. And little team I'm better with JJ actually has Lamb Jack, Derrick Henry, Antonio Gibson, Amari Cooper, Ayuk, Fant, and CEH with Sutton on his bench. two very, very, very good teams. Maybe not projections wise, at least for my team, but we don't look at projections here. So that was the episode of Fantasy Gurus, y'all. Make sure to check back in. Don't know exactly when we're gonna be posting. Again, last year our schedule was try to do Tuesday, Friday. This year it might be a little bit different. We're both pretty busy with sports and stuff, but if you subscribe and turn the notification bell on, you'll know exactly when we post. You know.
All right, come on, get
So
those viewers up.
we're out of here, bro.
What a better
Thank y'all.
note.